Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the GAO thwarts an attempt by DOGE to set up a team within the watchdog. And Senator Mark Warner warns that DOGE could scrap identity protections for those impacted by the 2015 OPM breach. It's Monday, May 19th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. And now let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Government Accountability Office blocked an attempt by Elon Musk's DOGE to install a team at the congressional watchdog, according to a spokesperson for the independent nonpartisan agency and an email shared with FedScoop. The spokesperson said that DOGE staffers who attempted to establish a team at the watchdog cited President Donald Trump's executive order creating the efficiency-driven group within the White House. The spokesperson further confirmed that the agency had declined any request to have a DOGE team assigned to GAO. The watchdog also sent an email to its staff Friday about the attempt and its response, a GAO source confirmed. According to the text of that email shared with FedScoop, GAO said it sent a letter to DOGE's acting administrator stating that GAO is a legislative branch agency that conducts work for Congress, and as such, it's not subject to the work of the DOGE or executive orders. The message to watchdog staffers also stated that GAO had notified relevant congressional committees and will keep them apprised of any further developments. According to a spokesperson for the watchdog, the DOGE has since acknowledged receipt of GAO's letter. The GAO considers the matter closed, and the agency is focused on its mission of supporting Congress, the spokesperson added. In other news, a top Senate intelligence Democrat is warning the Office of Personnel Management against canceling identity protection services that have been provided to current and former federal employees since their data was exposed in the massive 2015 OPM data breach. In a letter sent Friday to OPM Acting Director Charles Ezell, Senator Mark Warner, Democrat of Virginia, expressed concerns about the Department of Government Efficiency instituted cuts to the personnel agency and plans that it may have to curtail identity theft monitoring for millions of public servants and their families whose information was compromised in 2015. The breach of OPM servers by Chinese-backed hackers rocked Washington and the federal workforce a decade ago, as the social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, and other personal information of more than 21 million individuals were exposed. At the time, Warner, his Virginia Senate colleague Tim Kaine, and then Senators Ben Cardin and Barbara Mikulski of Maryland co-sponsored the Recover Act to provide identity protection services to those impacted by the OPM breach. Congress appropriated funds for those services for a period of not less than 10 years. Though a 2017 Government Accountability Office report found that OPM had overpaid for an identity theft insurance program, those protections have continued, and the expiration of those contracts now looms at the end of fiscal 2026. According to Warner, DOGE has signaled that the protections may be in jeopardy. He wrote that, quote, any attempt to prematurely phase out services to the victims of the 2015 OPM breach will introduce tremendous risk to former and current federal employees and create an opportunity for America's adversaries and criminals to target and potentially further compromise millions of Americans. If OPM decides to alter or terminate those current identity protection contracts, Warner asks Ezell to inform his office and relevant congressional committees as soon as he makes a decision. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, as always, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.